This is the childhood home of the famed civil rights leader, Mr. Lewis L. Redding. He was the first African-American lawyer in the state of Delaware. He and his siblings grew up in this house, and his father, Mr. Lewis L. Redding, and his mother, Mrs. Mary Ann Holmes, purchased this house in the early 1900s.
Again, welcome to the Redding House. I'm Joe Johnson. You're in the living room of the Redding family, and the thing to remember about this particular living room is it is basically the same living room that the Redding family lived in. In fact, this furniture that you see is the original furniture. It was taken out of here by prisoners from the local prison, and it was refurbished and returned, reupholstered, and refinished. The piano you see in the corner was never moved. It basically stayed in this house when the house was moved to this location, and continues to remain in the spot where it was. By law, we were required to have a bathroom in this house that could be used by people in wheelchairs, people who had handicaps, and the regular people. So this is what we call handicap accessible bathroom. This is the kitchen. This sink was an original part of the kitchen. The furniture, including the refrigerator and stove, were added here by the committee. It's not the original furniture. And also in this room, this glassware, furniture, and dishes, as well as eating ware, were taken from the original house. The items over on this side were purchased from a used warehouse. This is a washing machine that was bought from the house, and the sink, of course, was a part of the house. Another unique feature about this house is this little stairwell, which was called the servant's stairway. And it was designed, and is in many houses around this country, designed so that the servants could get down to the kitchen or the first floor without disturbing the owners of the house. And they could come down here and start their work, prepare meals, wash clothes, do whatever they had to do, and not bother the owners of the house. The MB&A Bank purchased the Redding residence, and as a condition of the sale, MB&A agreed to provide financial assistance to relocate the residence to its present location at 312 East 11th Street. Under the leadership of State Senator Margaret Rose Henry, then Mayor of the City of Wilmington, James H. Sills Jr., and his successor, Mayor James Baker, finances were provided for the restoration of the building by the state of Delaware and the city of Wilmington. The project was completed under the leadership of Judge Leonard L. Williams, a former law partner of Lewis L. Redding. This is the master bedroom of the house. Mother and Father Redding stayed in this particular bedroom.
This is the room that we have dedicated to Mrs. C. Gwendolyn Redding and Mrs. Lillian Redding. Mrs. C. Gwendolyn Redding was an educator. She graduated from Howard University and she attended Pembroke College for 1 year prior to transferring to Howard University. She was an educator for many years here in the Wilmington school system, and she taught thousands of students. And Mrs. Lillian Redding was also an educator. She made history at least 20 years before Mrs. Rosa Parks. Lillian refused to give up her seat on the bus to a non-African American citizen, and she was jailed for standing up for her rights. Mrs. C. Gwendolyn Redding would have had this closet full of beautiful clothes, but we preserved at least 2 of her beautiful outfits to demonstrate how much she appreciated fashion and also theater. She was a member of Delta Sigma Theta. She was one of the founding members of the Links Incorporated, and she was a very influential person here in Delaware.
This is the first of the original bathrooms of the house. The fixtures in the bathroom are the same fixtures that were here when the Reddings lived here. This is the second original bathroom in the house, and it is pretty much the same as it was when the Reddings lived here.
Mr. Lewis L. Redding's mother encouraged her children to excel. She put a great deal of emphasis on oratorical skills.
This is the 4th bedroom in the house, and it was the bedroom of James, better known as J. Saunders Redding. Jay was a professor at Hampton Institute, Hampton University in Virginia. He taught at Morehouse and ended up as professor of American Studies and Human Letters at Cornell University. 2 of his books, Make a Poet Black, he wrote it in 1939, and On Being Negro in America in 1951. This is the 5th bedroom and was considered the bedroom of Lewis L. Redding, the son. Lewis L. Redding, as many of you would know, was the attorney who handled the famous Belton case, and the Beulah case here in the state of Delaware. Louise Belton, who lived in Claymont and had to take a school bus each morning to come to the school in Wilmington, even though there was a high school right there in Claymont. And in the Belton case, this was a young lady whose mother each morning had to get up and drive her to school. The school bus would go past the Belton house, the Beulah house, and then go past the colored school to get to the white school. And the mother Mrs. Beulah wanted Lou Redding to take the case because she wanted her daughter to be able to get on the school bus. The school bus came by her house in the morning and went right by her school. So Mr. Redding said, yes, I'll take the case, but we're not going to stop at getting on the school bus. The only way I'll take this case is that you agree that we fight to get your daughter to attend the white school. And so that case was one of the cases that Lou Redding handled successfully, and we were able to desegregate the schools in the state of Delaware.